Hi, I'm independent GelMoment distributor Kim Foster, and I thought I would show you how I created these super fun tie-dye tips using GelMoment products. To begin, I'm taking my nail stick and I'm applying 1 coat of champagne toast. I think this is the perfect color for this particular base coat. I want it to look like my natural nail on top, but still have some shine from the polish. So this just gives it slightly pink tint without being too much, and it gives a natural look. Now we're doing a full 45-second cure, sped up for time's sake. I'm using the following brushes: the medium striping and small dotting tool. I'm using Just Between Us, Just Cruise, and On Taupe for my 3 colors. Of course, you can use whatever you want. Using Just Cruise, I'm taking my small dotting tool and placing a dot right in the center of the nail and one on either side at the same level so that it gives me kind of a base framework for my curve. This just helps to make everything nice and even. It doesn't have to be perfect when you're first starting out. It's just kind of a guideline. I'm now using my medium striping brush to connect them. I find that this is just a practice makes perfect. You just kind of keep going around that line until you get it to the exact shape that you want. And it doesn't have to be super perfect at this point anyways, because we will put an actual border on when we are done the tie-dye part. So now that I've gotten my curve where I want it to be, now I'm going to take my small dotting tool and I'm going to dip it into the Just Cruise, and I'm going to put some more polish underneath my curve line to thicken up this line. You want to use enough that it gives a full coverage, but you don't want to use too much that it's going to bleed too quickly and not cure properly. So it's just kind of figuring out the balance. After I've done that, I'll wipe the end of my dotting tool off on a cleansing pad and I go into my next color, which is On Taupe. I liked the contrast of doing a dark, then a light, and then dark color again. So that's why I chose this way, but you can do whatever you want. And on the actual finished manicure, I did rotate the colors in the same order on every nail. So the next nail would have started with Just Between Us and then would go to Just Cruise and then On Taupe and etc, etc, etc. After I do that layer, I do my Just Between Us layer, which is a super gorgeous dark burgundy color. These colors are great for fall, but I also love them for any time of the year. And you just want to fill that bottom line in as well. Of course, you're leaving all of these lines wet because that's how you're going to get it to pull together for the tie-dye. Now I'm taking my medium striping brush and I'm just pulling down lines to blend the colors together. Once I've done one direction, I flip my brush around and I pull upwards. You have to be careful. You don't want to pull it all the way up past your curve because you're going to create lines on your part of the nail with the champagne toast. So just go slowly. Once I'm happy with that, I pop it under the lamp and do a full 45-second cure again. Now to finish it off, just because of the tie-dye, I wanted to make sure that the edge was nice and crisp. I decided to use a layer of Just Between Us, and I'm just going through and creating a nice fine curve line at the top there. Once again, you don't want to use too much polish on your brush because the thicker it is, the harder it is to control. So I always pull my polish on my brush down. So once I slide my brush through the polish, you'll see that I pull it along my mat, and that just helps to thin out the polish on the brush and make sure that the line is not too thick. And it's all just about taking your time to make sure it's right. If you do happen to make an error, you can either wipe it with your fingernail or wipe it with a cleansing pad and start over, or another brush. It's not a big deal. It's super workable as long as you haven't cured the polish. Now that I've decided I'm happy with my curve, I'm going to pop it up under the lamp and do a 45-second cure. Lastly, to finish it off, I'm just going to do a layer of Clearly Frisky. I like to do this just because I don't like uneven nail art on my nail. This just gives a top coat and makes everything nice and smooth and even. You don't need it, but I like to do it. I also find with some nail art, particularly tie-dye, just kind of seamlessly evens everything out. I like to take a second to make sure that all of the brush strokes have leveled before I do my final 45-second cure. And that's it, completely ready to go. And this is my final manicure. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you do, please like and subscribe.